Hello there, welcome to our week of Home Bible Fellowships. Yesterday we had the joy of having the dedication of baby Ava Gilfillan in the service, and we also had a look at John chapter 12 verses 12 to 36. As this passage starts, it's got this scene of the crowd with the palm branches, the waving, the cheering, and all of this, and we said that all of us follow someone or something. Hopefully we're following Jesus, but there are others that we look to as well. We mentioned footballers or cooks or all sorts of things. So just start your discussion with who is it that you'd like to follow, to emulate, to mimic? Maybe a skill you'd like to learn or something like that. Now we'll come to the passage. It's John chapter 12, verses 12 to 36. So read that in your group, but be sure to remember the context in which it comes. So maybe look back a few paragraphs, remember what's come before, and have a look and read through that passage. One of the really key things in this passage is that Jesus is the Messiah. It only makes sense if that is true. So first of all, have a look through the passage and look at all the things that stand out that show that Jesus is the Messiah. Maybe you want to just add other things from other passages as well that help to cement that reality that that's who Jesus is. But also feed into your discussion. How does Jesus differ from what the people thought the Messiah was going to be, what he would be like? And maybe they think, well, why is there this difference between the popular expectation and the reality of Jesus? What's different and why? As we move through the passage, we see in verse 24, we never really highlighted this yesterday morning, but in verse 24, it's clear that Jesus wants his listeners to pay really close attention. We have this truly, truly. We've seen it in earlier passages. It's where Jesus says, stop, listen, focus, pay attention. And after he's called their attention, we've got these two pictures. The one of the seed going into the ground and dying, and the one of Jesus being lifted up. I wonder what strikes you or what stands out from these two pictures that Jesus gives. Finally, we looked at how Jesus calls us to respond to him. He talks about hating our life in this world. He talks about serving and following him. Have a discussion about what this does or what this should look like in your life. How do we make our priority Jesus rather than ourselves? What does that look like in reality? Think about that proper application to your life day by day. As we come right to the end of the passage, Jesus is clear in verse 35 and verse 36 that there is a time limit. He talks about walking in the light while the light is there. So think just finally, how does that affect your evangelism, your relationships, the way that you live your life? Think about some practical realities, not just big thoughts, but think about your life and how this affects you. Hope you've had a great chat and enjoy your time together.